Another day, another dollar, as they say. I've just sprayed this chassis that was all lovely with 2 coats of etching primer on there. I don't know if it's because the paint's a bit old or whether this is supposed to be how it looks, but it's gone a bit sort of blobby. Yeah, we'll see. I really don't want to have to take all that bugger off. Anyway, whatever. It's on there. So, as well as doing that, well, that's sort of been lurking in the background, I've started winding the mains transformer. So basically we've got 2 windings on, 2 heater windings for each 6v6. I've done that rather than 1 winding for both output valves because there's 2, I'm going to put 2 humdinger pots on. Well, I'm going to put 3 humbucker humdinger pots on there, 1 for each valve, so 6v6, 6v6, and then the one I'm going to put on here is going to be for the, what do you call it, 6SL7, each with its own humbucker humdinger pot, which means that we can really cancel out any AC hum, because I don't really want to be messing about with making this, you know, making a DC power supply for the heaters. So that's the plan. And then I've got about 1,000 or more odd turns to put on for the HT winding, which will be fun. I'm going to go into the calculations for that more later. That's the start on the high voltage winding started. Over there on that bobbin there is about 360 feet of wire. Altogether I need to put 1,100 turns on there by hand. It wouldn't be so much if we didn't have that big voltage drop across of 70 volts across the resistor. However, a resistor is what? Let's say it's £5 at the most. If we don't want to... Okay, the memory ran out, or I'm missing a video file there. So my point I was trying to make was, we've got to put on more windings because of that 70 volt voltage drop across a 1k resistor. So a 1k resistor, I worked at that, just to say that costs £1. If we were to use a coil, a choke, that would cost £20 plus, probably a lot more, and we'd probably only get like a 5 volt drop. But if we had to wind that choke, then we'd have to probably put on far more turns than those turns to make up for the 70 volt voltage drop, plus there's the extra weight. Remember, this is a handbag amplifier for the discerning lady on the move. We don't want more weight. You with me? So I hope that addresses that. Plus our extra windings that we've had to put on probably only cost about £3. That big coil of, that big roll of wire there, 45 mil, sorry, 0.45 mil a kilo, costs 16 quid, maybe a bit more with VAT. You've got to watch the VAT in this country. The bastards take 20% off you, like fuckers. Anyway, that cost about 16, 20 quid or something, right? You get quite a few transformers out of that. So all in all, yes, it took more time, but it swings and roundabouts as usual. It works out in the end cheaper, I think. Well, that's one complete go round the toroid core, which is probably about 100 or maybe 200. Maybe not even that much. Maybe only about 150. It's only a small core. The thing with this winding by hand is you just have to keep going at it. If you want to stop, you think, well, if I want to stop, I say, right, I'll stop after another 10 turns. Usually I stand up to do this, can't at the moment because of my dodgy legs. But we'll get there in the end. As I said in the last clip, this isn't all of the wire that we've got to put on. This is something you have to watch for. You get like a loop if you're not careful, and if that pulls tight then it gets a kink, and then that's a possible point of weakness. So you have to try and just watch that. What I do is I go around, try to make sure that I pull it tight, and then as I go through I give it a turn and a little twist, and that helps it lay better. This is the tricky bit where you've got all these terminations coming out of you know, from other windings, so you have to keep going around all them. And what happens is you get snagged on them. We're getting there. I can feel the bobbin getting lighter and thinner. And like with any, my mind especially, it rebels against repetition. I've worked in factories where you just take in one part of the machine hour after hour. It drives you a bit nuts, but you sort of have to try and get into a bit of a meditative state and just sort of, you know, let the repetition of the action just sort of, you know, sort of lose yourself in the repetition of the action, if you're with me. So now we've got to the where I started here. Got to go and put a load of insulation tape on and start again. Meanwhile, final coat on the chassis this morning. Very bright, isn't it? I'm not sure if I like the colour at all. Hope you can see that in the light. But if you look, it has got like a texture, but yesterday I thought that was just a crap paint or something. I don't think it is. I was lucky as well. I managed to get another coat on this morning when it sort of finally ran out. This is called Cobra Spray Art Technologies, and I have a feeling it's some sort of special paint in inverted commas, like it's supposed to have that sort of what's the word, textured finish. Anyway, I'm not sure if I like the colour. See what it looks like with the transformers on. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me, eh? So maybe another 2 or 3 days and we'll get this transformer finished. Hopefully the post seems to be working really good at the moment. It's quite quick, which is good. And we'll get it finished before Christmas. More later. Right, I hope you can see that. So that's a loop where it's looped over and I've missed it. I've got that one reasonably in time, so the trick is, I've found, you have to sort of go back on yourself, and you can see that, like that, and then try and just smooth it out, and then jiggle it like that, sort of twist, you know. I hope that transfers, look, see, and that's got it out. If not, I've had this before where I haven't caught it and there is a kink. I can feel a little one there. What I'll do, I'll get a little bit of insulation tape. And demonstrate. Ow, 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 my arm. Falling to bits at the moment. Get a little bit of insulation tape. Just pop it round. At least then, if there is any breakdown of the enamel, then that gives it a little bit of insulation. I mean, it doesn't look good, but that's not the point. If it stops it going bang and you're having to unwind the whole transformer, then that's good. One other thing I'll just mention that occurred to me while I was winding. So I've been using this yellow tape to insulate each winding layer from each other. You need to do that because there's between each winding, between each turn here, there is very little potential, like 0.0, say a few millivolts. But between each layer there is a higher potential, meaning a higher voltage. So say between that layer, the bottom layer and the layer on top, it might be say 50 or 100 volts difference. So that's why we need to insulate like that. On my previous, I think on one of my first transformer windings, I didn't do that, which is daft. I find this yellow tape, as you can see it's quite thin stuff, better than the Kapton tape. With the Kapton tape you can't see very well how you're winding. This you can see where you're winding and how each turn is laying. Well, I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's a good tip if you do decide to wind a toroid transformer yourself. Alright, we're still bashing away at this transformer, mains transformer. I got another layer on yesterday, ran out of small tape. Didn't like using the Kapton tape because you can't see your turns, so I had to basically get this stuff and chop it into 5. As you can see, it's not the best of jobs. I missed a bit there, so yeah, not good. But anyway, we're progressing. However, hallelujah, praise the Lord, got a delivery this morning from our friendly postman. Hey, bubble wrap. Now let's move everything out of the way. So, what have we got? Oh Lord have mercy, we've got more sellotape. Mind you, I'm glad they don't, some people when they pack what do you call it, stuff with bubble wrap, they absolutely whack loads of sellotape all over it, meaning that you can't reuse it. Anyway, that's another roll of our 45mm, it's just about 1/2 mil, isn't it, wire, so we can finish that off if we run out of wire. I've got some more yellow tape, however, I think this is 10, is this 10 or 12? Whatever, it's bloody well stuck together. Feck a duck. And get the old screwdriver on it. It's not really what we want to do, is it? Come on. Right. Ah, that's what that was in there. Right, let's have a look. I can't remember what the bloody hell it was. They only got 2 sizes. Right, that's 12mm. What I want is 15mm, which is what that is, I think. Yeah, 15mm. We want 15mm. All they got at Brocuts is 12 and 20. It looks like 24, which is one of those chopped in half, isn't it? Still, it's better than having to chop that into 5. So we've got our bits to finish it off. That's the main thing. So yeah, I've just got to keep going. The last I measured it once, previous to doing that bit yesterday. It measured 74 volts. That was about 2 layers. So if 2 layers is equal to about 80 volts, then we've got another 6 layers to go. You know, one fillet, tape, fillet, tape, fillet tape, etc. In the meantime, I really could, I suppose, get building the putting the chassis together. It's now been 2 days since I painted it. It's been stuck near the fire, so it should be reasonably hard wearing. It's still a little bit, sort of a little bit tacky to the, not tacky as such, but I can just feel it, you know, when I put my hand on it. Wants another day in front of the fire really to bake, as it were, to cure, and then we can start actually building the amplifier. But without this, we're lost. Anyway, I shall carry on. More later. More later. More later. More later. Okie dokie. I'm not getting much done these days. It's sort of the weekend before Christmas, 1 week before Christmas, and there's a lot of well, not a lot of, a bit of socialising, hospital visits, and God knows what, all getting in the way of manufacturing amplifiers. All getting in the way of manufacturing amplifier mains transformers. Anyway, that's another layer, another revolution. That's 3 if I remember rightly, although it's very easy to lose count. The last time I checked it was 74 volts. See what it is now. I don't know, I think I've got to turn it on. Okay. It looks like I haven't put the bleeding mains on. There we go. Blimey. It seems like I've been winding for days, like, and all I've gained is 75, 25, 45 volts. So that's 119 volts AC. When that's rectified, that's about 1.5 times. So let's call it 120, half 120. What's half 120? 60, isn't it? Right, that's about 180 volts. We're still well shy. Right, just keep winding then. But what I'm going to do, I've promised myself, we'll do 1 layer, 1 revolution, then I'll do a bit on the amplifier. So when I've done another revolution tomorrow, I shall start putting that, start assembling the amplifier. Gives me something to look forward to, and a bit of impetus stimulation. I can't quite remember the correct word, to get more done. Anyway, more later.